Do you ever find yourself searching for the right words in English? You start a sentence, but then you pause, you hesitate, and the conversation moves on without you. What if you could speak smoothly, confidently, and never run out of things to say again? I'm Elena, and today I'm going to share the number one secret to unlocking true fluency. It's not about memorizing thousands of words, it's about learning to describe anything. By the end of this single video, you will have the power to paint pictures with your words, tell amazing stories, and express your thoughts clearly on any topic at any level. This is the skill that separates intermediate speakers from advanced fluent ones. So, if you're ready to stop translating in your head and start speaking with a natural, confident flow, you're in the right place. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on because our daily lessons are designed to make you fluent, fast. Now grab your pen and paper and let's begin. When we think about fluency, many learners imagine speaking quickly without stopping. But true fluency is more about clarity, confidence, and the ability to describe what you see, feel, and think in simple, natural English. If you can describe anything around you, you will never run out of words in a conversation. That is why description is the key skill we are focusing on today. Let's begin with something very simple. Imagine you are sitting in your room. Look around you. What do you see? You might see a plant, a lamp, a book, or maybe your shoes. Now try to describe one of those objects in English. If you are looking at an old armchair, you could say, "The armchair is covered in soft blue velvet. It has curved wooden legs. The cushions are plush and inviting. Its color is a deep navy blue. It sits in the corner, right beside the bookshelf." Do you see what we are doing here? We are using simple sentences to describe one single object. But together, those sentences give a clear picture. Now let's practice together. I will say a sentence and you can repeat after me. The coffee mug is ceramic. Repeat it slowly. The coffee mug is ceramic. Now let's add more details. The coffee mug is a cheerful yellow ceramic. Repeat after me. The coffee mug is a cheerful yellow ceramic. Next, add even more. The coffee mug is a cheerful yellow ceramic and it has a funny cartoon cat painted on the side. Try saying that. The coffee mug is a cheerful yellow ceramic and it has a funny cartoon cat painted on the side. Do you feel how the description grows with every small detail? This is the foundation of fluency, adding layer by layer of description until your listener can see what you are talking about in their imagination. It doesn't matter if you are a beginner or an advanced learner. The skill is the same. Beginners may use simpler words like big, small, red, or nice. Advanced learners can use more precise words like enormous, miniature, crimson, or magnificent. Both are describing, just at different levels of detail. Let's take another daily life example. Imagine you are talking about your breakfast. You could say, "I had toast and an omelet." That is correct, but very short. Let's describe it more. "I had a slice of warm, crispy sourdough toast and a fluffy 3-egg omelet this morning." Better, right? Now add more description. "I had a slice of warm, crispy sourdough toast with melted butter and a fluffy 3-egg omelet filled with spinach and cheese this morning, right at my sunny kitchen counter." Now your listener knows not only what you ate, but how and where it felt to be there. That's how you create fluency through description. Oh, here's a small exercise for you. Think of something you ate yesterday. Close your eyes, remember it clearly, And now try to describe it aloud in English. Say the food, the colors, the texture, the aroma, the time, and the place. Speak slowly. You don't need perfect grammar. Just practice describing with more and more sensory details. This is a simple but powerful way to train your brain to think in English every day. When you practice describing things, remember that fluency is not about speed at first. It is about comfort. If you can speak slowly and describe clearly, then over time your speed will naturally increase. Many learners rush to speak fast and make mistakes or lose confidence. But if you start by building confidence in description, you will soon notice that words begin to come to you more quickly without much effort. Let's think about describing a person. Imagine you meet a friend and someone asks you, "Who is that?" How would you answer in English? A simple beginner answer might be, "That is my colleague." But let's try to add more. "That's my colleague David. He's quite tall and has wavy light brown hair." Better, right? Now let's go further. "That's my colleague David. He's tall with wavy light brown hair and he's wearing a crisp gray jacket over a white t-shirt today." Each extra detail paints a clearer picture. And if you want to sound even more fluent, you can add personality. "That's my colleague David. He's tall with wavy brown hair. He's wearing a crisp gray jacket and he has a really warm smile and tells the best jokes." Now you are not just describing appearance, but also character. Let's practice together. Repeat slowly after me. "That woman is petite." Now add, "That woman is petite and has vibrant curly red hair." Now add again, "That woman is petite, has vibrant curly red hair, and is laughing at something on her phone." And finally, "That woman is petite, has vibrant curly red hair, is laughing at something on her phone, and she seems very joyful and approachable." Do you feel the power of description growing step by step? The same method works for describing places too. Imagine you are asked to talk about your city. A short beginner answer could be, "My city is historic." But let's expand. "My city is historic and vibrant." Add more. "My city is historic, vibrant, and full of old stone architecture mixed with modern glass towers." Now add more details. "My city is historic and vibrant, full of old stone architecture and modern glass towers, and the narrow cobblestone streets are always bustling with artists and musicians." Do you see how this creates an image in your listener's mind? Here's another exercise for you. Close your eyes and imagine your bedroom. Now describe it slowly in English. Start with, "My bedroom is cozy." Then add, "My bedroom is cozy and filled with plants." Add more. "My bedroom is cozy, filled with plants, and the walls are painted a calming sage green." Add again. "My bedroom is cozy, filled with plants, the walls are a calming sage green, and it has a huge bay window that lets in the morning light." Add personality. "My bedroom is cozy and filled with plants. The walls are a calming sage green. It has a huge bay window that lets in the morning light, and it feels like my own private sanctuary where I can unwind." Each time you add more, you are training your brain to think in English with layers of detail. Another important skill in description is using your 5 senses. Think about sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. When you describe with senses, your English becomes alive. For example, describing an orange. "The orange is bright orange." That is basic. But add senses. "The orange is bright orange with a dimpled texture." Add taste. The orange is bright orange with a dimple texture and it's juicy and tangy when I peel it. Add smell. The orange is bright orange with a dimple texture. It's juicy and tangy and it has a sharp, citrusy smell that fills the air. Add touch. The orange is bright orange and juicy. It has a sharp, citrusy smell and the peel feels slightly rough in my hand. Now the description is rich and powerful. Practice with me. Repeat. The chocolate is dark. Now add. The chocolate is dark and glossy. Add more. The chocolate is dark, glossy, and smells rich and sweet, almost like coffee. Add taste. The chocolate is dark and glossy, smells rich like coffee, and it tastes slightly bitter at first, then melts into a creamy sweetness. Add again. The chocolate is dark and glossy, smells rich, tastes bittersweet, and it makes me feel wonderfully indulgent when I eat it. This type of description not only improves fluency, but also helps you connect emotions with English words. Remember, the goal is not to memorize fixed sentences, but to practice expanding your ideas naturally. Start small and add details step by step. This is how you can describe anything, an object, a person, a place, or even a feeling. Here's a daily practice you can do. Every morning, choose one object around you, maybe your favorite book, your backpack, or your breakfast. Then spend 5 minutes describing it aloud in English. Each day, push yourself to add more sensory details. At first, it might feel slow, but with time, you will notice that words begin to flow. This daily 5-minute exercise can completely change your fluency in a few months. When you describe things in English, you are not just learning vocabulary, you are actually training your brain to think directly in English. This is one of the most powerful changes a learner can make. Many learners translate in their heads from their native language to English, and that slows them down. But when you focus on describing what you see right now, you don't have time to translate. You simply connect your thoughts to English words. That is the real secret to fluency. Imagine you are walking outside and you want to describe the weather. A beginner might say, "It's chilly." That is fine, but it is short. Let's expand together. It's chilly and overcast today. Add more. It's chilly, overcast, and the sky is a blanket of soft gray clouds. Add even more. It's chilly and overcast. The sky is a blanket of gray clouds, and I can feel a cool breeze rustling the leaves in the trees. Suddenly, you are not just giving a short answer, you are creating a picture of the moment. Practice with me now. Repeat this slowly. It is snowing. Add more. It is snowing, and a layer of white covers the ground. Add again. It is snowing. A layer of white covers the ground, and the world looks quiet and still. Add even more. It is snowing. A layer of white covers the ground. The world looks quiet and still, and the only sound is the soft crunch of my boots. This is exactly how you can transform one short idea into fluent English. Another example, describing feelings. Let's say someone asks, "How are you today?" Most learners answer with, "I am fine," or "I am good." That is correct, but very basic. Let's learn to describe our feelings with more depth. Try saying, "I'm feeling great." "I feel energized and optimistic about the day ahead." Or, "I'm feeling a bit thoughtful today." Just quietly observing things and enjoying the peace. Notice how this gives the listener a full picture of your state, not just a one-word answer. Now let's practice together. Repeat after me. I feel calm. Now add, I feel calm and centered. Add more. I feel calm, centered, and ready to handle whatever comes my way. Add again. I feel calm, centered, ready to handle whatever comes my way, and grateful for this quiet moment before the day begins. Do you see how it grows into a fluent and natural response? Here's an exercise for you. Each evening, take 1 minute to describe how you felt during the day. Say it out loud. For example, today I felt really productive, and I was proud because I finished a difficult project. Or, I felt a bit restless in the afternoon, but later I felt peaceful when I went for a walk. This simple practice builds emotional vocabulary and fluency. Now let's move to describing actions. Actions are powerful because they help you tell stories. If someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" a basic answer might be, "I worked on my garden." That is fine but short. Let's expand. I worked on my garden and planted some bright red tomato seedlings. Add more. I worked on my garden, planted some bright red tomato seedlings, and I spent an hour afterward just sitting on the porch feeling satisfied. This turns a short answer into a real story. Practice with me. Repeat slowly. I went for a bike ride. Now add, I went for a bike ride along the river path. Add again, I went for a bike ride along the river path and saw a family of ducks swimming by. Add more. I went for a bike ride along the river path, saw a family of ducks swimming by, and felt the cool wind on my face as I pedaled. This is exactly how to practice describing your actions in detail. Here's another small exercise. Tonight before sleeping, think about your whole day. Describe it step by step in English. For example, I woke up at sunrise, made a strong coffee, and answered my emails. I took the train to the city and felt excited about my meeting. At lunch, I had a delicious noodle soup with my colleague Anna, and we laughed a lot. Do this every day, and your ability to describe actions will grow naturally. Remember, describing is not about perfect grammar in the beginning, it is about expression. Even if your sentences are simple, the act of describing step by step will push you to use more words and expand your English naturally. With time, your grammar will also improve because you will notice patterns. Now let's try describing experiences, which is more advanced. For example, imagine you went hiking. You can say, I went hiking yesterday, but let's expand it. The hike was challenging but rewarding. Add more. The hike was challenging but rewarding, and the view from the mountaintop was absolutely breathtaking. Add again. The hike was challenging, the view was breathtaking, and I sat on a rock, eating an apple, and felt completely at peace with the world. This is how you bring life into your descriptions. Let's practice together. Repeat slowly after me. I tried a new recipe. Now add, I tried a new recipe for a spicy Thai curry. Add more. I tried a new recipe for a spicy Thai curry, and the kitchen filled with the aroma of lemongrass and coconut. Add again. I tried a new recipe for a spicy Thai curry, the kitchen filled with amazing aromas, and I felt so proud when my family loved it. Step by step, your sentence becomes a fluent description of an experience. Here's a practice idea. Once a week, choose one experience from your life and describe it in detail in English. Speak aloud for 5 minutes. It could be a dinner, a walk, a movie, or a conversation. Don't worry about mistakes. Just focus on adding more and more detail. This is one of the fastest ways to become fluent. Finally, remember that describing is also about connection. When you describe something clearly, the listener feels closer to you because they can imagine what you are saying. This is why practicing description is not only about fluency, but also about building stronger communication with others. One of the most useful habits you can build for fluency is practicing descriptions of your daily routine. Your daily routine gives you endless material to practice because you do many small actions every day, and each one can be described in English. The more you describe your daily life, the more natural English becomes. Let's start from the morning you wake up. A simple sentence is, I woke up at 7. But let's expand together. I woke up at 7 and felt refreshed after a good night's sleep. Add more. I woke up at 7, feeling refreshed and stretched my arms in bed before getting up. Add again. I woke up at 7, feeling refreshed, stretched my arms in bed, and looked outside the window to see the soft, golden morning sun. Step by step, the description becomes richer, and it starts to sound like storytelling. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. I brushed my teeth. Addition. I brushed my teeth with cinnamon-flavored toothpaste. Add again. I brushed my teeth with cinnamon toothpaste and the warm, spicy taste made me feel awake. Add more. I brushed my teeth with cinnamon toothpaste. The warm taste made me feel awake, and I smiled at my reflection in the mirror. By describing your routine in this way, you are not just practicing words, but also connecting language to your real life. Now let's try describing breakfast. You could say, I ate breakfast. That is short. Let's expand. I ate a bowl of oatmeal and drank orange juice. Add more. I ate a warm bowl of oatmeal with berries and drank a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. Add again. I ate a warm bowl of oatmeal with berries, drank fresh orange juice, and enjoyed the peaceful morning at my table. When you practice like this every day, you train your brain to think in English step by step. Here's a little exercise for you. Tomorrow morning, take 5 minutes after breakfast to describe your routine in English. Say it out loud. It doesn't matter if you are alone. Say, I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth with cinnamon toothpaste. I ate warm oatmeal with blueberries and drank fresh orange juice. Add as many details as possible. This is a powerful daily practice that will slowly transform your fluency. Now let's move to the afternoon. Maybe you go to work or school. A simple answer might be, I went to work, but let's expand. I went to work by train. Add more. I went to work by train and the morning commute was surprisingly quiet. Add again. I went to work by train, the commute was quiet, and I listened to an interesting podcast on my headphones. Add more. I went to work by train, the commute was quiet, I listened to an interesting podcast and I felt inspired as I looked out the window at the city waking up. This is exactly how to practice describing your actions in detail. Repeat with me now. I studied English. Add more. I studied English and watched a documentary about space exploration. Add again. I studied English, watched a space documentary, and wrote down 20 new vocabulary words in my journal. Add again. I studied English, watched a space documentary, wrote down 20 new words, and practiced saying them aloud until they felt natural. This is how you turn a short activity into fluent English practice. Now let's practice the evening routine. A basic sentence might be, I had dinner. Let's expand. I had dinner with my family. Add more. I had dinner with my family and we ate grilled chicken with roasted vegetables. Add again. I had dinner with my family. We ate grilled chicken with roasted vegetables. and we talked about our day. Add more. I had dinner with my family. We ate grilled chicken with vegetables, talked about our day, and laughed together at the hilarious stories my sister Maria told about her work. This is not only practicing description, but also practicing storytelling. Here's another exercise for you. Each evening, take your phone, press record, and speak in English for 3 minutes describing your day. Don't worry about mistakes. Just speak. Later, you can listen again and notice new words you could add. This kind of self practice is one of the fastest ways to build fluency because you are describing real life in your own words. Now, let's talk about describing objects in more depth. When you describe an object, start with the basic material and color. Then add details about size, texture, and use. For example, let's describe a notebook. My notebook is leather bound. That is simple. Add more. My notebook is a deep green color with a slightly worn texture. Add again. My notebook is a deep green color, has a worn texture, and the pages inside are thick and cream colored. Add again. My notebook is deep green, the pages are cream colored, and it smells faintly of paper and ink. Add function. My notebook is deep green with cream colored pages. It smells of paper and ink, and I use it to jot down ideas and sketches. This way of describing gives a complete picture. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. The lamp is made of brass. Add more. The lamp has a tall, slender base with an antique finish. Add again. The lamp has a tall brass base and the lampshade is a cream-colored fabric. Add again. The lamp has a tall brass base, a cream fabric shade, and it gives off a warm, soft light. Add more. The lamp has a tall brass base, a cream shade, gives off a warm light, and I use it for reading late at night. This step-by-step expansion is exactly what makes your English sound fluent. Here's a practice challenge. Choose 5 objects in your home today. For each one, say at least 5 sentences to describe it. It could be your backpack, your shoes, your water bottle, your favorite pen, or your houseplant. Start simple, then add more sensory details. The more you practice this, the faster your fluency will grow. Finally, let's talk about describing memories. Memories are powerful because they connect past experiences to the present. For example, you could say, I remember my graduation. That is simple. Add more. I remember walking across the stage to receive my diploma. Add again. I remember walking across the stage for my diploma and seeing my family cheering in the crowd. Add more. I remember walking across the stage, seeing my family cheering, and I felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment and gratitude. Memories are full of emotion, and describing them in English will help you sound more natural and expressive. Here's a short practice together. Repeat slowly. I remember the day we got our puppy. Add more. I remember the day we brought home our puppy, Max. Add again. I remember the day we brought home our puppy, Max. And he was a tiny ball of golden fur. Add again. I remember Max was a tiny ball of golden fur, and I remember his playful yelps and the feel of his wet nose. Add more. I remember the day we brought home our puppy Max, his playful yelps, the feel of his wet nose, and that memory always fills me with a feeling of pure, simple joy. This is how description brings memories alive in English. As you grow in your ability to describe, one powerful tool you can add is comparison, comparing one thing to another. This helps you sound natural, colorful, and even poetic when you speak. For example, if you want to describe someone's laugh, you could say, her laugh is nice. That is correct, but simple. If you compare, you can say, her laughter was like music, or her laughter sounded like bubbling springs. Suddenly, your description becomes more interesting and expressive. Let's practice together. Repeat after me. The old city was complicated. Now compare. The old city was a maze of narrow streets. Add again. The old city was a maze of narrow streets, and the ancient buildings stood like silent storytellers on either side. Can you feel how this creates a stronger image in your mind? That is the power of comparison. Now let's practice describing emotions with comparisons. Instead of saying, I was happy, try, my heart felt as light as a balloon. Instead of saying, I was tired, try, I felt as heavy as an anchor at the end of the day. These comparisons not only make your English stronger, they also help listeners connect with you emotionally. Here's a short exercise for you. Choose one feeling you had today, write it down in English. Then think of something you can compare it to. For example, I felt nervous like a tightrope walker. Or, I felt relaxed like a leaf floating on a calm stream. Practicing this will make your descriptions more vivid and fluent. Another advanced technique is using metaphors. A metaphor is when you describe something as if it is something else. For example, instead of saying, he is very smart, you can say, his mind is a steel trap. Or instead of saying, she has a lot of ideas, you can say, she is a fountain of creativity. These phrases make your English sound colorful and natural. Let's try some together. Repeat after me. Her voice is velvet. My mind was a whirlwind of thoughts. The city is a jungle of concrete and glass. Metaphors like these are often used by native speakers, and learning them can make your descriptions more advanced. Now let's return to describing places but with more depth. Imagine you want to talk about a forest. A simple beginner description could be, the forest is big and green, but let's expand. The forest is vast, green, and filled with towering ancient trees. Add senses. The forest is vast and green, filled with ancient trees, and I can hear the sound of a distant woodpecker and the crunch of leaves under my feet. Add feeling. The forest is vast and green. I can hear woodpeckers and crunching leaves, and I always feel a sense of wonder when I walk there. Now the description is alive. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. The cafe is cozy. Add more. The cafe is cozy and smells of coffee and cinnamon. Add again. The cafe is cozy, smells of coffee and cinnamon, and soft jazz music is always playing. Add again. The cafe is cozy, smells of coffee and cinnamon. Soft jazz music is playing and the chairs are incredibly comfortable. Add more. The cafe is cozy, smells of coffee and cinnamon. Soft jazz music plays. The chairs are comfortable and the warm lighting makes you want to stay for hours. This is how you can practice describing places in detail. Here's a simple daily exercise. Each time you go outside, take a short walk and describe what you see, hear, and smell in English. For example, the street is damp from the rain, the car tires make a hissing sound, and the air smells clean and fresh. By doing this, you bring English into your everyday life. Now let's practice describing people in a deeper way. Instead of just saying, she is young, you can describe clothing, hair, face, and personality. For example, my friend Sarah is a talented artist. She has short, spiky black hair and usually wears colorful scarves. Her eyes are bright and observant, and she speaks with passion and energy. She is incredibly creative and always inspires me. This kind of description gives a full picture of a person. Let's practice step by step. Repeat after me. He is an old man. Add more. He is an old man with kind eyes. Add again. He is an old man with kind eyes and a long white beard. Add again. He is an old man with kind eyes, a long white beard, and he always wears a tweed cap. Add more. He is an old man with kind eyes, a long white beard, wears a tweed cap, and speaks in a slow, thoughtful voice. Each step makes the person more real in your description. Here's a challenge for you. Choose one person you know well, maybe a family member or a friend. Take 5 minutes to describe them aloud in English. Start with appearance, then clothing, then voice, then personality, and finally how they make you feel. This will help you practice connecting many details together in a natural flow. Another way to improve description is to focus on emotions and expressions. For example, instead of saying, "He was nervous," you can describe his actions. He kept tapping his fingers on the table, his eyes darted around the room, and his voice was a little shaky. Instead of saying, "She was happy," you can describe her face. A huge smile spread across her face, her eyes lit up, and she laughed with genuine delight. These details make your English sound alive and powerful. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. He was sad. Add more. He was sad, and his gaze was fixed on the floor. Add again. He was sad. His gaze was fixed on the floor, and his shoulders were slumped. Add again. He was sad. His gaze was fixed on the floor, his shoulders were slumped, and he spoke in a quiet, unsteady voice. This is how description gives emotional depth to your English. Finally, let's practice describing events in more detail. Imagine someone asks you, "What happened at the festival?" A short answer is, "It was fun." But let's expand. The festival was fun and there was live music. Add more. The festival was fun, there was live music, and the air was filled with the smell of delicious street food. Add again. The festival was fun, with live music and amazing food smells, and the crowd was dancing under strings of colorful lanterns. Add again. The festival was fun, with live music and amazing food. People were dancing under colorful lanterns, and I stayed with my friends until after midnight, feeling completely alive. This kind of description brings an event to life for the listener. Here's a practice idea for you. Once a week, choose one event you attended, maybe a meal, a walk, a game, or a meeting, and describe it in as much detail as possible in English. Include the people, the place, the actions, the sounds, the smells, and your feelings. This exercise will help you learn to tell stories in English with confidence. Storytelling is one of the most powerful ways to practice description because it connects everything you've learned. People, places, actions, feelings, and details. When you tell a story, you are not only describing but also organizing your ideas, building rhythm, and creating interest for your listener. This makes your English sound natural and fluent, even if your vocabulary is simple. Let's begin with a very short story and then build it together. Yesterday, I went to a bookstore. That is the beginning. Now let's add more details step by step. Yesterday, I wandered into a little bookstore downtown. Add again. Yesterday, I wandered into a little bookstore downtown to find a new novel. Add again. Yesterday, I went to a little bookstore downtown, and it was quiet and smelled of old paper and coffee. Add more. Yesterday, I went to a little bookstore downtown. It was quiet and smelled of old paper and coffee, and the owner, an elderly man named Mr. Chen, recommended a thrilling mystery. Now you see how a short sentence grows into a full story. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. This morning I went for a run. Add more. This morning I went for a run through the forest trail. Add again. This morning I went for a run through the forest trail and the air was misty and cool. Add again. This morning I went for a run through the forest trail, the air was misty and cool, and I saw a deer standing silently among the trees. Add more. This morning I went for a run through the forest trail. The air was misty and cool. I saw a deer among the trees, and I felt a deep sense of peace as I listened to the forest wake up. This is storytelling through description. Here's an exercise for you. Every day, choose one small story from your life and tell it in English. It doesn't need to be dramatic or big. It could be as simple as I cooked dinner or I called a friend. Start small, then add place, time, people, feelings, and actions. If you practice this daily, you will soon notice that you can speak for longer periods of time without pausing or translating in your head. Another important skill is connecting your sentences with linking words. Instead of stopping after every sentence, you can join them to make your English flow more smoothly. For example, instead of saying, I went to the cafe, I drank coffee, I read a book, you can say, I went to the cafe where I drank coffee and read a book while sitting by the window. Linking words like and, but, because, so, while, when, after, and before will help you connect your ideas. Let's practice with some linking words now. Repeat after me. The book was long, but I enjoyed every page. I stayed home because the weather was stormy. I listened to a podcast while I cleaned the kitchen. I felt relieved when my project was finally finished. Notice how each sentence has a smoother flow with these words. Here's a mini exercise for you. Take one short description and add a linking word. For example, start with, I watched a documentary. Add, I watched a documentary and took notes. Add again. I watched a documentary and took notes while my cat slept on my lap. Add again. I watched a documentary and took notes while my cat slept on my lap. And later I called my friend Omar to talk about it. Linking makes your sentences longer, richer, and more fluent. Now let's try storytelling with emotions included. Imagine you want to tell a story about meeting a friend. A short version is, I met my friend. Expand it. I met my friend Chloe at a park. Add feelings. I met my friend Chloe at a park and I felt overjoyed because we hadn't seen each other in months. Add details. I met my friend Chloe at the park. I felt overjoyed, and we hugged and laughed as we shared our stories. Add atmosphere. I met my friend Chloe at the park. I felt overjoyed because we hadn't seen each other in months. We laughed as we shared our stories, and the sound of children playing in the background made the moment even more special. Do you see how emotions and atmosphere give life to the story? Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. I visited my grandparents. Add more. I visited my grandparents and they cooked my favorite childhood meal. Add again. I visited my grandparents, they cooked my favorite meal, and I felt warm and nostalgic at their house. Add again. I visited my grandparents. They cooked my favorite meal. I felt warm and nostalgic, and we talked for hours while looking through old photo albums. This kind of description makes your English more personal and powerful. Another useful practice is shadowing stories. Listen to a short story in English, repeat it sentence by sentence, and then try to retell the story in your own words. This exercise helps you train your memory, your speaking rhythm, and your ability to describe. For example, listen to, "She went shopping and bought a blue scarf." Repeat it, then try retelling it with your own words. Yesterday, she went to a small boutique and found a beautiful silk scarf the color of the sky. Even changing small details helps your fluency grow. Now let's try a guided story together. Imagine it is evening and you are walking home. Repeat slowly after me. I walked home in the evening. Add more. I walked home in the evening and the streetlights began to glow. Add again. I walked home in the evening, the streetlights began to glow and the air smelled like rain after a hot day. Add again. I walked home in the evening, the streetlights were glowing, the air smelled like rain, and I passed a bakery where the scent of warm bread made me hungry. Add more. I walked home in the evening, the streetlights glowed, the air smelled like rain, I passed a bakery that smelled of warm bread, and I felt content as I finally reached my front door. This shows how small details build a complete story with atmosphere, senses, and emotions. Here's a challenge for you. Before sleeping tonight, take 5 minutes to tell yourself the story of your whole day in English. Start from the moment you woke up until the moment you are going to bed. Don't stop. Don't translate, just describe in English. Even if your sentences are simple, the act of speaking continuously will train your fluency. Remember, storytelling is not only for big events like trips or parties. Even the smallest everyday actions can be turned into a story when you add description. This practice will prepare you for real conversations because in daily life, people often ask, "What did you do today?" Or, "How was your weekend?" If you can answer with a short story full of details, you will sound fluent and confident. Fluency in English is not only about describing the past and the present, but also about describing the future. When you can talk about your plans, your dreams, and your imagination, you give yourself the freedom to express more than just what has already happened. You begin to share your hopes and ideas, and this is a big step towards sounding natural and confident. Let's start simple. A short future tense sentence might be, "I will start my project this weekend." That is correct but basic. Let's expand it. "I will start my painting project this weekend by setting up my easel by the window." Add more. "This weekend, I'll start my painting project, set up my easel by the window for the best light, and I plan to use bold, vibrant colors." Add more. "This weekend, I'll start my painting project, set up my easel by the window, use bold colors, and afterward, I will meet my friend Leo for coffee to celebrate." See how describing your plan with details creates a clear picture of the future. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. "I will travel next year." Add more. "I will travel to the mountains next year." Add again. "I will travel to the mountains next year and stay in a cozy cabin." Add more. "I will travel to the mountains, stay in a cozy cabin, and go for long hikes every day." Add again. "I will travel to the mountains next year, stay in a cozy cabin, go for long hikes, and take beautiful photographs of the scenery." This is how to describe future plans in fluent English. Here's an exercise for you. Each morning, take 2 minutes to say aloud in English what you plan to do that day. For example, today I will finish my report for work, then I will go to the gym. I will cook a healthy vegetable curry for dinner, and I will call my parents before bed. It doesn't matter if it's simple. The habit of describing the future will help your brain think ahead in English without translation. Now let's try imagining the future. Imagination is powerful because it gives you unlimited freedom to describe. For example, one day I hope to open a small bakery. Add more. One day I hope to open a small bakery and I'd wake up before dawn to the smell of fresh dough. Add again. One day I hope to open a small bakery, wake up to the smell of fresh dough, and sell warm croissants and artisanal bread to my friendly neighbors. This type of description connects English practice with your personal dreams, which makes it more emotional and memorable. Practice with me. Repeat slowly. In the future, I will learn to play the guitar. Add more. In the future, I will learn to play the guitar and practice in my room. Add again. In the future, I will learn to play the guitar, practice in my room, and I will learn to play all my favorite songs. Add again. In the future, I will learn to play the guitar, practice my favorite songs, and spend evenings playing music for my friends around a campfire. When you describe your future in this way, you create not only sentences but also motivation for your English journey. Here's a practice challenge for you. Once a week, choose one dream or goal you have. Then spend 5 minutes describing it in English with as much detail as possible. Talk about where, when, who will be with you, how you will feel, and what will happen step by step. Even if your grammar is not perfect, the act of describing your dream will improve your fluency and give you confidence. Another important way to practice description is through imagination games. For example, imagine a simple object like a key and pretend you are describing it to someone who cannot see it. Say, "It is a small silver key. It is made of cold, heavy metal. The top is circular, and the teeth are jagged and complex. Oh, it feels smooth and cool when you hold it." This kind of imagination practice is very useful when you're alone because you can practice anytime, anywhere. Now let's practice describing an imaginary situation together. Imagine you are on a train. Repeat after me. I am sitting on a train. Add more. I am sitting on a train by the window watching the world go by. Add again. I am sitting on a train by the window and I see rolling green hills dotted with small farmhouses. Add more. I am sitting on a train, watching rolling green hills go by, and I hear the rhythmic click-clack of the wheels on the tracks. Add again. I am sitting in a train, watching rolling hills. I hear the click-clack of the wheels, and I feel a sense of adventure because I am traveling to a new city. This type of exercise builds both your fluency and your imagination in English. Another way to practice describing the future and imagination is to use what-if sentences. For example, what if I could fly? You could say, if I could fly, I would soar over the mountains. Expand it. If I could fly, I would soar over the mountains and see the world from above. Add more. If I could fly, I would soar over the mountains, see the world from above, race with the birds, and travel to any country I wanted. Practicing with what if helps you prepare for creative conversations in English. Let's try a few together. Repeat after me. If I learn a new skill, I will feel more confident. If the sun is shining tomorrow, I will go for a picnic in the park. If I meet a native speaker, I will try to have a short conversation with them. These conditional sentences are not only good grammar practice, but also a way to describe possible futures in English. Finally, remember that when you describe the future, it is okay to mix simple sentences with advanced ones. Even if you just say, "Tomorrow I will read a book," it is a good start. The key is to keep adding more detail step by step. Over time, you will notice that you can speak about your future plans and your dreams more smoothly with less hesitation. Another important skill in fluency is learning how to describe your opinions and ideas. Many learners can describe objects or actions, but they stop when asked, "What do you think?" Being able to share your thoughts in English is a true sign of fluency. And the good news is you can practice this skill every day with simple steps. Let's begin with a short opinion. I love rainy days. That is fine, but very basic. Let's expand it. I love rainy days because the sound of the rain is so calming. Add more. I love rainy days because the sound is calming and it's the perfect excuse to curl up with a good book and a warm blanket. Add again. I love rainy days because the sound is calming. It's the perfect excuse to stay inside with a book, and I adore the fresh, clean smell in the air after the storm passes. See how this short opinion grows into a full description of your feelings and reasons. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. I enjoy hiking. Add more. I enjoy hiking because it connects me with nature. Add again. I enjoy hiking because it connects me with nature and challenges me physically. Add again. I enjoy hiking because it connects me with nature, challenges me physically, and gives me a wonderful feeling of peace and accomplishment when I reach the summit. This type of description helps you share not just what you think, but also why you think it. Here's an exercise for you. Choose one thing you like and one thing you don't like. For each one, speak for 1 minute in English explaining why. For example, I like listening to classical music because it helps me focus when I work. The melodies are beautiful, there are no distracting words, and it makes me feel more creative. Or, I don't like crowded shopping malls because they are noisy, overwhelming, and it's hard to find what you're looking for. Doing this every day will improve your ability to express your ideas in English. Now let's practice describing opinions on everyday topics. For example, someone asks, "Do you like learning English?" A short answer might be, "Yes, I do," but let's make it longer. Yes, I enjoy learning English because it opens up a new world of books and movies. Add more. Yes, I enjoy learning English because it opens up a new world of culture. It helps me connect with people from different countries, and it makes me feel more confident when I travel. This turns a short answer into a fluent one. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. I think cooking is a useful skill. Add more. I think cooking is a useful skill because it allows you to eat healthier. Add again. I think cooking is a useful skill because you can eat healthier, save money, and be more creative. Add again. I think cooking is a useful skill because you can eat healthier, save money, be creative, and it's a wonderful way to show love for your family and friends. By practicing this, you will be able to share your opinions naturally. Here's a simple activity for daily practice. Each day, choose one small topic like music, movies, sports, technology, or travel. Then spend 2 minutes talking about your opinion in English. For example, I think technology is incredible because it helps us learn anything we want online, connects us with friends across the world, and simplifies our daily lives. But sometimes I think it's important to take a break from our screens. Even if your sentences are not perfect, this practice will make you fluent at expressing your ideas. Now let's move to describing abstract ideas. Abstract ideas are things we cannot see or touch, like courage, love, freedom, or happiness. Describing these ideas is more advanced, but it makes your English powerful. For example, you could say, courage is important. That is short. Let's expand. To me, courage isn't about being fearless. Add more. To me, courage is about feeling that fear, but choosing to take the right action anyway. Add again. Courage is feeling that fear, but taking the right action anyway. And it's the quiet voice that tells you to try again after you've failed. This is how you build a fluent description of an idea. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. Happiness is a simple feeling. Add more. Happiness is found in the simple moments of life. Add again. Happiness is found in the simple moments, like sharing a meal with someone you love or watching a beautiful sunset. Add more. Happiness is found in simple moments, like sharing a meal or watching a sunset. And it's the warm feeling of gratitude that fills your heart. Describing ideas like this improves both your vocabulary and your fluency. Here's a practice challenge for you. Once a week, choose one big idea like success, kindness, creativity, or learning. Then speak for 5 minutes in English about what it means to you. For example, success means reaching a personal goal. It means staying dedicated, learning from your mistakes, and feeling a deep sense of pride in your effort. Success can be big, like starting your own business, or small, like finally finishing a difficult book. This kind of practice makes your English more thoughtful and expressive. Another way to practice describing opinions is through agreeing and disagreeing politely. For example, if someone says, I think cities are the best places to live, you could agree by saying, yes, I agree cities are wonderful because there is always so much energy and something new to do. Or you could disagree politely. That's an interesting point, but I think I prefer the countryside because it's so peaceful and close to nature. Practicing agreement and disagreement helps you sound confident in conversations. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. I agree, that's a great point. I respectfully disagree because I have a different perspective. I understand your view, but I also think we should consider this. These phrases will help you share your ideas while being respectful. Finally, remember that expressing opinions is about being clear, not complicated. You don't need big words to describe what you think. Start simple, add reasons, add examples, and you will sound fluent and natural. Over time, your vocabulary will grow and your ability to explain ideas will become stronger. Now let's practice describing bigger experiences like trips, celebrations, or special events. For example, last year I traveled to a new country. That is short. Let's expand. Last year I traveled to Japan to see the cherry blossoms. Add more. Last year, I traveled to Japan to see the cherry blossoms, and the flight was long but filled with anticipation. Add again. Last year, I traveled to Japan. The flight was long but exciting, and when I arrived, the beauty of the pink blossoms was absolutely breathtaking. Add more. Last year, I traveled to Japan to see the cherry blossoms. The flight was long, but when I arrived, the sight of the blossoms was breathtaking. And I spent my days walking through parks, eating delicious ramen, and soaking in the culture. Do you see how this makes the listener imagine your experience? Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. A few years ago, I went to a wedding. Add more. A few years ago, I went to my cousin's wedding in the countryside. Add again. A few years ago, I went to my cousin's wedding in the countryside, and the ceremony was held in a beautiful old barn. Add more. A few years ago, I went to my cousin's wedding in a beautiful barn, and there were fairy lights everywhere. Add again. A few years ago, I went to my cousin's wedding in a beautiful barn decorated with fairy lights, and we danced all night under the stars to a live band. This is how memories turn into fluent stories. Another useful practice is describing childhood memories. These often carry strong emotions and details. For example, when I was a child, I used to visit my grandparents' farm. Expand it. When I was a child, I used to visit my grandparents' farm every summer. Add more. When I was a child, I visited my grandparents' farm every summer, and I loved to help collect eggs from the chickens. Add again. When I was a child, I visited my grandparents' farm. I loved collecting the warm, fresh eggs, and my grandmother would teach me how to bake bread. Add more. When I was a child, I'd visit my grandparents' farm, collect fresh eggs, learn to bake bread, and those simple moments are some of my most cherished memories. Childhood memories are perfect practice for descriptive fluency. Here's another challenge for you. Once a week, choose one memory from your past and record yourself speaking about it in English. Don't stop for 3 to 5 minutes. Even if you make mistakes, keep going. Later, listen to the recording and try to add more details next time. This will train you to speak continuously, which is the key to fluency. Finally, remember that describing past experiences is not about perfection, but about connection. The listener wants to imagine your story, not check your grammar. If you can paint a picture with your words, where you were, what you saw, how you felt, then you are already speaking fluently. One of the best ways to prepare for real conversations is to practice role-play situations. Role-play means imagining you are in a common situation and describing what you would say or do in English. This is a powerful technique because it combines description, reaction, and natural speaking practice. Let's start with a simple role play at a restaurant. Imagine you walk into a cafe and want to order. A short sentence might be, "I want coffee." That is correct, but too basic. Let's expand. "I would like a large latte, please." Add more. "I would like a large latte, please, with oat milk." Add again. "I would like a large latte with oat milk, please. And could I also get one of those almond croissants?" Notice how the description of your request grows step by step. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. "I would like some tea." Add more. "I would like a pot of green tea, please." Add again. "I would like a pot of green tea, please, with a slice of lemon." Add more. "I would like a pot of green tea, please, with a slice of lemon because I'm feeling a little under the weather today." Adding detail makes you sound more natural and polite. Now, let's imagine you are shopping for clothes. You might say, "I want a sweater," but let's expand. "I'm looking for a wool sweater, please." Add more. "I'm looking for a wool sweater, please, in a dark green color." Add again. I'm looking for a dark green wool sweater, please, in a medium size. Add more. I am looking for a dark green wool sweater, please, in a medium size, and I would prefer something very soft and not itchy. This kind of practice gives you the ability to describe exactly what you need in daily life situations. Here's an exercise for you. Each week, choose one role play situation, such as eating at a restaurant, shopping, visiting a doctor, or asking for directions. Practice speaking aloud as if you are in that situation. Add as many details as possible. This prepares you for real conversations when you need English most. Now let's try a role play at the doctor's office. A short sentence might be, "My wrist hurts." Expand it. "I have a sharp pain in my left wrist." Add more. "I have a sharp pain in my left wrist, especially when I try to lift things." Add again. "I have a sharp pain in my left wrist, especially when I lift things, and it started after I fell yesterday." Add more. "I have a sharp pain in my left wrist that started after I fell yesterday. It hurts when I lift things, and it's also a little swollen and bruised." By practicing this, you are preparing yourself to describe symptoms clearly, which is very useful in real life. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. "I have a sore throat." Add more. "I have a sore throat and a runny nose." Add again. "I have a sore throat and a runny nose, and it's been getting worse for 2 days." Add more. "I have a sore throat and runny nose that's been getting worse for 2 days, and I feel very tired and have no energy." This type of practice makes your communication clear and helpful in important situations. Another useful role play is asking for directions. A basic sentence could be, "Where is the museum?" But let's expand. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the art museum?" Add more. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the art museum?" "I think I might be lost." Add again. "Excuse me, I'm a bit lost. Could you tell me the best way to walk to the art museum from here?" This kind of polite and detailed description helps you get better answers and shows fluency. Here's a practice challenge for you. Stand in front of a mirror and act out a role play. Pretend you are in a cafe or in a shop or asking a stranger for help. Speak aloud in English as if you are really there. Describe what you want, ask questions, and answer them too. This is a fun and effective way to practice fluency without needing a partner. Now let's try role play in a job interview. A common question is, "Tell me about yourself." Many learners freeze here because they don't know how to describe themselves. A short answer might be, "I'm a graphic designer." But let's expand. "I'm a graphic designer with 5 years of experience." Add more. "I'm a graphic designer with 5 years of experience, and I specialize in creating clean and modern brand identities." Add again. "I'm a graphic designer with 5 years of experience, specializing in modern brand identities, and I am passionate about helping businesses tell their story through visuals." Add more. "I'm a passionate graphic designer with 5 years of experience creating modern brand identities. I love helping businesses tell their stories visually, and I'm always excited to learn new design software and techniques." This type of description is perfect for interviews. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. "I am a team player." Add more. "I am a team player and I enjoy collaborating with others." Add again. "I am a team player, I enjoy collaborating with others, and I believe the best ideas come from working together." Add more. "I am a team player who enjoys collaborating because I believe The best ideas come from working together, and I am always happy to listen to different perspectives. This kind of self description builds confidence in professional situations. Another common interview question is, what are your strengths? A short answer might be, I'm organized, but let's expand. I'm very organized and I never miss a deadline. Add more. I'm very organized, I never miss a deadline, and I'm good at managing multiple projects at once. Add again. I'm very organized and detail oriented. I never miss a deadline. I'm skilled at managing multiple projects, and I stay calm and focused under pressure. These detailed answers sound more fluent and natural. Finally, remember that role play is not just practice, it is preparation. When you imagine yourself in real life situations and describe clearly, you are building both your confidence and your fluency. By practicing these situations daily, you will be ready for conversations at cafes, shops, workplaces, or anywhere you need English. Another powerful drill is thinking in English. Many learners lose fluency because they translate from their native language into English. To stop translating, start small. When you see something, name it in English immediately. For example, if you see a dog, think dog. If you see a building, think building. Later expand. Instead of just dog, think that dog is a fluffy golden retriever. Instead of just building, think that building is a tall skyscraper made of glass. Training your brain to think in English directly is one of the fastest ways to become fluent. Here's a daily exercise. Each time you go outside, choose 5 things to describe in English in your head. For example, that bicycle is painted bright red. That man is wearing a stylish hat. That cafe smells of roasted coffee. The sky is filled with dramatic, dark clouds. That bus is moving very slowly through traffic. Do this every day, and your brain will naturally begin to think in English without effort. Another drill is the 5 senses game. Take any object and describe it using sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. For example, a cup of tea. It looks like liquid amber in my glass mug. It smells earthy and sweet. It tastes warm and slightly floral. It feels hot against my hands. It makes a soft, clinking sound when my spoon touches the glass. Practicing with all senses will expand your vocabulary and make your descriptions more vivid. Practice with me now. Repeat slowly. This lemon is yellow. Add more. This lemon is bright yellow and oval-shaped. Add again. This lemon is bright yellow, oval-shaped, and smells incredibly fresh and citrusy. Add again. This lemon is bright yellow, smells citrusy, feels waxy in my hand, and tastes very sour when I bite it. Do you notice how senses make the description alive? Another advanced technique is storytelling under time pressure. Set a timer for 1 minute and tell a story in English without stopping. For example, tell the story of how you got up this morning. Say, my alarm went off at 6:30. I hit the snooze button once. I finally rolled out of bed, went to the kitchen, and started the coffee machine. The smell of coffee always helps me wake up. I quickly got ready and left the house. Even if it is simple, the goal is to keep talking until the timer ends. This will train your fluency and your ability to organize thoughts quickly. Here's a challenge for you. Every day, choose one small story and tell it for 1 minute, then 2 minutes, then 5 minutes. Step by step, You will be able to talk for longer periods without hesitation. Finally, remember that fluency drills are like exercise for your body. The more you practice, the stronger your English muscles become. At first, it may feel difficult or tiring, but with daily training, you will notice your progress. And the best part is that you don't need anyone else to practice with. You can do these drills alone, anytime, anywhere. You have now practiced describing objects, people, places, actions, emotions, memories, opinions, and even future plans. You have learned to expand sentences step by step, to add details, to connect ideas smoothly, and to keep your words flowing without stopping. This is the true path to fluency. Not rushing to speak fast, but training yourself to describe clearly, naturally, and confidently in English. Before we close, let's do one final big practice exercise together. Imagine it is Sunday and you are spending the day at home. Start with one simple sentence. I woke up late this morning. Now expand it step by step. I woke up late this morning and stretched slowly in my cozy bed. Add more. I woke up late, stretched slowly in my cozy bed, and looked out of the window to see the bright, cheerful sunlight. Add again. I woke up late, stretched slowly, looked out at the bright sunlight, and I felt completely relaxed because it was the weekend. Add more. I woke up late, stretched slowly, saw the bright sunlight. I felt relaxed and I decided to make a special breakfast for myself. Keep building. I woke up late this morning, stretched slowly in bed, and saw the bright sunlight. I felt completely relaxed because it was the weekend, so I decided to make a special breakfast. I went to the kitchen and made fluffy scrambled eggs with herbs, thick slices of rye toast, and a steaming mug of Earl Grey tea while listening to my favorite quiet music. This is how you can take one small idea and turn it into a long, fluent description. Here's a challenge for you. After watching this video, take 10 minutes to describe your whole day in English. Start from the moment you woke up and go step by step until now. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't stop to translate. Just keep your English flowing. Even if your sentences are simple, the act of speaking continuously will train your brain to think directly in English. Fluency is not about using big, difficult words. It is about expressing yourself clearly and confidently. When you can describe anything around you, the objects you see, the people you meet, the places you visit, the feelings you experience, and the ideas you believe in, you are already fluent. Every detail you add is a new brick that builds your fluency. Remember to practice every day, even for just a few minutes. Describe what you eat. Describe what you wear. Describe the people you see. Describe your feelings. Describe your dreams. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Soon you will notice that English words come to you naturally without translation, and you will be able to speak for long periods without hesitation. And always remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Be patient with yourself, enjoy the process, and celebrate every small improvement. With practice, persistence, and daily description, you can become fluent faster than you think. And that is how you build true, natural fluency. You now have the complete step-by-step method to describe not just what you see, but what you feel, think, and imagine. You never have to feel stuck for words again. The world around you is now your personal English classroom. Your challenge is simple. Pick one object right now and describe it in the comments below using at least 3 details we practiced today. I want to see your new skills in action. If this lesson gave you a boost of confidence, imagine what learning with me every single day could do. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell because here at English in Moments, your fluency is my mission. Thank you for your hard work today. Keep practicing, keep describing, and I will see you in tomorrow's lesson. Keep shining.